This orange machine is dead still. Turning the crank. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The speaker comes.
Good morning. Please repeat. Is this the production? Good. Please repeat the perceived fortress accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yeah.
Like he's ready to lay out.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Not to my knowledge. They make it, but I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in station.
His fascination has swept coordinating so many games.
No idea. They stopped feeling. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Ah, yes, the doom of bad bit. Okay, let's keep...
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking excellent? That will be 10 real for one set of magnetic dice. This was an especially fun set to make.
Dazzling. It's like you have a pair of tiny disco.
I'm listening. Good. I hope it's...
Yes?
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. We won't be killing anyone. And you shouldn't say things like that. You're a police officer.
This door is made of metal and a pin. Number 28.
Let's see if anyone...
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tonight at 9 p.m., right here.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual.
Yes?
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to... Yes. It was...
Heavy artillery fire, you say?
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most like...
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical...
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running...
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the Coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never fin...
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think? No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the Coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. Damn Frissel. He was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admit...
A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frissel. The suzerain is a king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last... It's a Belle McGrave. 4.46 caliber.
His moves are quick and precise as he first...
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten water. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Ah, yes!
Oh, absolutely. at the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum?
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Elysium is only a strong.
Don't get started on that again. What?
The Carabiner doesn't. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms. From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... but I don't want to get right. Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the look in Martinez, the cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and... Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last... It's a private matter.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
It's his heart.
No one. The boss has been...
No one has been guarding.
Yes.
Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never
The possibility of someone being in there is...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Oh, I didn't mean to
Yes. Can we conclude? Yes, it does. Unfortunately, no one.
No one has...
Yes.
Look, officers, the container yard...
The possibility...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows...
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my... She...
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Revacholian nationhood. The Revacholian state will be a serene place. You should get a drink. A beautiful, serene place of mystery and peace. It will not be a place for women to infect with their frailty and hysterics, or where the Seminese will be allowed to wear their pants around their ankles. All of that will go once you get a drink. The socialist professors at the École Supérieure will be fired. The editors of Trompe le Monde will have to beg in the streets. You'll pour... What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez. The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent. It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom. It is not a place. It is a moment in time that increment. Yawn. You'd get history's greatest catastrophes have been brought. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real tisk tisk. Just because you live in the, you may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. What benevolence? What a fucking joke. Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? There you have it. Sometimes holding the line, the kingdom is difficult to comprehend, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the... That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around.
Vigilance officer? What can this all tell?
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. A small blue star inside an orange...
For bravery. No. We were the last ones to keep all the baby killers and rapists in check. And let me tell you, son, if they're...
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
You can. It's very... He really despises that dry sand fellow.
Purple velvet tunic.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Coron. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder.
It's painful to even think about. Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the...
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson. The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. Right. So I grabbed him. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone.
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. 782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence.
The old Carabinier.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later and that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man. How did you find the story to be, officer? Maybe, but also bear in mind of... Oh no, you have to get shot.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty? Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many...
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem, unless you want to tell him how you took Kuno down. The decisiveness you exhibited in that situation would surely impress a man fond of order and discipline.
The 12-year-old junkie whose alcoholic father beats him? Why did you do that? Officer, this is unacceptable for anyone bearing an insignia. If you don't have any more questions, we'll return to our game now.
I have...
Yes, that's what you need.
René! Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance? Oh, sweet Jenny.
Do not defile her memory.
His tone lacks its usual intensity.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters. René and I were both...
Died. No use.
Departed.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same... She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were...
And then you stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out.
We were just boys then. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th...
She could never make up her mind about anything. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically...
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. So Justa with your fancy words and pastries.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Sweet, sweet Jen. Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for... No, officers, I'm sorry.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the gauche caviar.
I wish I could, but I just don't know how...
Respect?
I'm not.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth...
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay? Everyone in Martinez knows...
Gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles. The blind leading the blind.
Let's try not to get caught in a...
Lest we leave riddled with bullet hole.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings? Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or...
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written. Oh, nothing official, I assure you.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's just the way things work around here. No? No, thank you. For being consummate
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. The box seems eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny, the mail collection box seems cathartic, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the
Keep coming back. That's good.
If he really wants to save the, you find your hands deep. The box smells like cat.
Economical, but also...
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
No way, officer! These aren't for sale. That's right, officer. You're a high... The shine on these sunglasses...
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him. A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where the water lock starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next. A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged.
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely...
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been...
The logo is too deep in murky water. The motor carriage is properly stuck. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles. Rust, moss.
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's in. I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, the hinges creak under nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky.
Yes, it does. Let me think about it.
The tune on your lips forms a string. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking, the wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed.
Well, historically, lychees have been used.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a...
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. You feel like you're about to faint. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start. I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea, after you jumped across the canal. Of whom? I don't think so.
Probably. Try definitely. The lieutenant adjusts his...
People are more valuable than machines.
People, yes, but not you.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
Kingdom of Conscience. The kingdom of conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky. A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, the man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking. What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it. Catch it.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name, revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
It's meant to keep you from bullets, hunger, shrapnel, kidnappings, and war.
Why? It's a cool name. I like it.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you off. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken. Or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace this. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, kings like satellite officers, and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite. No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, it matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary. Good.
Such a small yet precious thing.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown on there for good measure. 4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were... A new badge usually comes with a new rank.
The pain in your chest tells you you were working yourself to... The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death...
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like, it's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover.
It's no wonder you are like you are.
But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too.
He knew all those people, although they're not from his... And you? Is it an honor to work with you? The badge in your hand shines as you rotate.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes.
Wonderful board games, sir. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. Friends are technically like. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities.
An endless variety of There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak. There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. These shelves are overburdened. A couple of spook novels hide amidst...
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crime. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work. Furthermore, what's more, they completely ignore not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the... You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the murder in the orchard. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayal? Then this is the book for you. The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important, a very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the Innocentic system, creating a fresh...
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Several maps have been attacked. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches them. The north coast of a verdant island is to the east, rolling hillsides. Le Jardin, Coudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. No, Coal City is worse. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. This large map displays archipelagos. You see Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alam. In the northeast, a dust mite stands radiating outwards from you. You can, on Caillou, Revachon, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vima. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Connections to other worlds, words past the Incelindian. Unknown. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Gods. But looking at them perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jet.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other, they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tour from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin operators. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed...
Several maps have... The maps look old and faded. Your eye you peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to be distracted. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of
Sir, please, no, bro, I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my
Amidst the various books, you find one written by the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance. On the other hand, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, it's your own fault if you're ill. Got it? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder, preservatives, to treat and prevent sexual. Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house.
In this yard? Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur, for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a black bloc, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war, or one that has fallen to. Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Yes, for you to pick up as part of the Jamrock.
It's not meant as nagging.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder.
porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. Within seconds you know, this is the one. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take, and the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world it's got. You have to convince God to let you sing carry. The lieutenant, what? The worn and beaten wooden plank.
We can sit on bench.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in. I know you do. These inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call you a little more moralist now, buddy. A little makes sense. This is
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy? So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean Aye, by amphetamine, I mean speed. Aye, that's what I said. Good, my man. Now what can I offer you? Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat. You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise. Sold 2 to the fellows around it. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook. Of course. It is what it is, you know.
He has long forgotten what you were talking about.
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business. You know, it's funny, actually.
He's finding it difficult.
What? This guy. Oh, this is medicinal spirit. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep 'em. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus, those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all. The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school. Wipe 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this...
Don't say it.
$3 real and it's yours.
Well done. You got it.
Just make sure to enjoy.
Son, you will not kill yourself with this. Not today. So we're going to store this as a sellable item. Go sell it at the pawn shop for a profit.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend.
The noxious odor emanating from...
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't...
You're...
Abigail. Oh, Abigail.
Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too... He snorts and beckons you to lean in close.
Don't call Abigail.
The man hiccups, then mumbles something.
Don't call Abigail.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole... So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Not this again. I was hoping that we were done.
Only echoes remaining of human faces? That's a pretty good apocalypse. I wouldn't mind if it came down to that. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies. It's you. Your Tequila Sunset. We've met before. Maybe. You look like you want to know how Tequila Sun... Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, that's totally your style. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up.
Do you remember the sound of wood?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic.
3 men are standing on a wooden...
What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things! Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously up. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. Recognizing a brother in need...
What else was there to do?
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Nah, that name sucked. Ours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while...
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet tequila's a fucking...
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got...
No one's fucked me.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge? You said, in retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers, whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need any...
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcohol.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve. You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
As you've already determined, the actual...
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a It depends, really.
The gleam in his eyes. You might get scammed here.
I don't want it, man. So, Have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for That very well might be the case, but looking at you, I can say with great confidence that I needed more. We are safe.
Please!
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. So now, it's a pirate's life for me. You too, tequila. Then I will see you again once...
All kind, sir.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. The stone-kicking one.
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. The rock kicker was just being.
You're bad with kids. You're right there. Let's see if we can find some...
Then how does she know you're here?
Oh, welcome, police officer.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him. It took him to think about what he'd done in the most secluded. Oh, the usual. Dark tidings.
You're not. No one around here.
Maybe they are, because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of how. Look at me ramble on. Stay. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. Don't make an old woman...
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Just us. This is pretty much a known place. A gap. A blank spot on... Over there, you can find more. An old military hospital and its surroundings. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. And the goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight. I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up. Here, for you, no officer.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find. She nods, rinsing another.
Not much. There's the abandoned church. Some things just don't fly, officer.
So, they don't hold services there anymore?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be... Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born of Nerd. The old fish market up on the boardwalk. No one. That's why it's closed. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want, it used to be a supply depot, we think. And now you know everything there is. Me? No one. Just a... Now it's your turn, Mr... Your parents must have had...
The question must be prompted by your sloppy posture. Straighten your back, man.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a... Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I... She's right over there. Yes.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here.
Anything I can help you with?
You've graduated to Lawbringer now?
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never be. So what brings you here, Lawbringer? A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have... The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place. The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly. Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats...
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, I got kids. Can't have guns around them. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in...
She refuses, but your word is the law. You are law.
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone... That goes for men too. But they...
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Not bad.
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror.
The traces of her laughter are still there.
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Gone.
The harbor seawall endures the wash of the freeze.
It absolutely does not. We are...
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that...
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Oh? The kids too, right? Working class... I buried my man.
This is neither a touchy. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask.
Sure is. The sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Where are you? This says by signing, I agree to live... What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Aye, if you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise? Let's see. Who are you looking... I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen. 2 old guys have been wandering around here. Nose in sand, talking... I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides... Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea is.
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
Mines. You need mines.
Well, the RCM has to wait for another one, because some army folks came by, took it in the middle of the bay and blew it up.
Spiky. Must have been a naval contact mine. Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
What? Funny sailor jokes. Sorry.
Great. Now you... It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes. Keep at it.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? Quite the sign. An eyesore, too. Situation calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Police business. I understand.
The door has seen better days. The layer...
I'll wait outside to give you some time, and after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the world.
The key turns. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. The room feels muffled.
What is this place to you?
Overhead, you hear the forlorn. A middle-aged man stands in a rundown shack on the edge of a fishing village, listening to outside the howl of the...
Look.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with... Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad...
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally,
Yes, I am. Little Lily. That's nice. My mom is great. Yes. They look the same. They look identical. It's Lammy.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days.
Yes. Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a Yes! Lammy was a It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Winter, slow to let go of river. The snow falls lazily. And to think, you're warm in your hat and your coat, like a more winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. The waters turn black, coal city in the shadow of San Martin. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum below the old mines. L'Océan Municipal, Revachel's underground cemetery. La Petite Ra braved the underground, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers. Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums, and for fabled relics. Their parents let them. After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol, 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls the mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything in. Few Petira return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver all around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces. The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip. Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast along a fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence. The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the Revolution. A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged. The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez. Then there's Ozon, but the snow, the Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 12 hours, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the coalition warship Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready. The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamro. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarry. The pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial. Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old. A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Around you, the snow continues to fall. The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemyaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparition under the cloud cover. Occasionally, layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s.
Oh.
It's cold out here. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet.
What? Yeah, I heard you.
Yes. What do you mean? Yeah, man. Got any dope? We need some dope bad. I got the Boogie Street checks.
He's really shaking and everything.
Trying to score some dope, man. Trying to score some smack. You got any?
What's smack?
The D, man.
What's the D?
Diamorphine, girl. Quit.
Diamorphine? But that hasn't...
Without you noticing.
Really? What's that?
Hunch is like 10 times stronger than diamorphine.
It's the Dark Lord himself.
Okay. We're from the police, by the way.
Oh,
Something about the way she says it makes you think she's not bothered by any of the...
Right. Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do. Go ahead. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell.
What happened to the old headphones?
My boyfriend sold them. I don't know, man.
A lie. They were probably pawned off.
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music. They looped the stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Take this. You're cold.
No, man, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
It's okay.
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid.
And who are these boys?
Yeah, Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent. Go ahead. It's supposed to become, like, a club. Except that... yeah.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there will never be a club for, not in a million years.
I know. It's not my idea. Hey, you two are cops. Okay, well... maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange things... they're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers to... Go ahead. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing.
Why? Okay, it's Burger. This is a portable recorder. Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. A contact mic records...
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping.
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow, same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium. Oh man. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. Yeah, there might be some. I don't think they look down on the homosexual underground there. The Elysium's not that kind of place. It's cool. Okay then, that's cool. Oh yeah. I guess even with your modern take on sexuality, you wouldn't be in the Van Eyck demographic. I don't know what that means either. That's cool. Sure. Okay. Okay, bye.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric.
Come on, getting in closer for...
It's safe to assume this is their lead.
Sorry, you barely have...
I'm actually not, he thinks.
I'm sure you will feel right.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his...
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet... This is my posse. Noid.
The young man with...
Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We like to think we have many in the pipeline of... You see, we've been all over Jamrock North.
Oh, that's all fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no short...
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities.
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place as...
Dopeheads! Burnouts!
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we...
Strike that!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and...
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad, though.
They're spooky. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say...
Also, they don't eat or clean the build. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up.
Thank you, Egg. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work.
Of course.
All right.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of ka-ching. The key hits your palm. The young man with ribcage. The word august used as an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it.
Not long. Like a week, maybe? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Exactly.
The cage of the... Egg means the situation is monitored.
Not long. Like a week, maybe? Thank you. We just thought it was a... Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. Truth is, I don't really know.
Glimpses? Who are these people? Secret agents?
Yes. There's also, when I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned. Empty.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water.
Andre!
Oh, and it felt like there...
No!
Which other one?
Felt like silence.
Of... Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone, or something, like you aren't alone.
It wasn't quite...
Non-human.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling. Like some kind of crab man. Yeah, you know, the way...
It was stalking a cell. Exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it.
So he hasn't even been in...
You should ask her about it, but be nice.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from...
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you.
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting...
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid...
He appears sincere enough, sire.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more. Well, honestly,
Why not? Let's go with that.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you. Sure. What? Oh yeah, that's a Meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be, you know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo, a country on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a and they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, you're totally wrong.
The Pericarnassian Church is about love.
And Nordic music is... Love is hardcore! Unity! Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse!
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
Your posse's like your people, man! Like you got...
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is...
Yeah!
Do it for the masses. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you.
the one with the lock. You feel like you could go for a little disco. When?
Yes. What? The what now? Oh, the...
He's like an actor.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Yes. What?
He nods, enthusiastic.
As always, we'll be right...
A young man.
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibber danger.
Your cop training did not Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking path?
So you had a talk with Andre. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not... Weird stuff. Specialised. The wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though. Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't. Sonic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human. Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align. I suck at socialising.
The Shaggy.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you gonna help? Great. Let us know if there's Oh, that. You're not gonna believe me. There's no point in me telling. Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother. You know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think that he stopped right before he got to the floor. Then just hung there like that, looking at me.
Like a crab, you say?
It was too dark.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went.
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff.
A crab and a banger?
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw. Why? I guess so. Anyway, what else? My associates? I haven't got much to say about. Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. Me? I'm a silver bird. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? What? Kim? No, it's you. Think about the seagull's story. It's one of it. Then their paradise became Shit City. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. You have. The body remembers. Sure, inside, but outside it's a tough world. You've got to do what a good boy. Own it. Steal hot dogs, shit in the sand, whatever it takes to keep. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of. The carving on the door is block-like and angular. The surface is smooth from the wind, but more. The lock turns. It feels like electricity.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air in the heart of the city. The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. And then it's gone. You can hardly hear your own breathing. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which your voice is barely. It's unnerving. The lieutenant points to his ears.
Can you hear anything? The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
The lieutenant doesn't reply. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the dark. Just darkness without end. It makes your head there's nothing.
Officer, what are you looking at?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. You see something hanging. Maybe it's possible. Is that a man? The crab man? The man leaned forward a little.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're...
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe this... Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control. I know it's hard to admit that you got a problem.
You know, actually, since we're here...
Look at these crazies. What is this shit?
The only thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here. Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. No, I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quiet. That's what I said, Holmes. Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. I'm afraid not, Essay.
Or search through her radio computer.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it. I always thought of myself more like a flame. Flickering. I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. Convenience has got...
There's a profound longing in that gaze.
Do you remember your...
The lieutenant is not particularly...
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean much. Your place amongst your fellas. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore. Don't think I met one yet, home.
That was him suppressing the chuckle.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the one. Nah, man.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I might even be nice to have some company. This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world. I circled it. Nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these, I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state. Oh, she is a cavity in the dark.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
It's not like that out.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent? She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, the mother will eat all of you and never spit you out. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. I don't mean, you may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes, hard to say. I think I did some construction work here. I've been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams.
Police raid.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother...
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the...
Another radio computer.
These machines sometimes harbor
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
A machine stands. The lieutenant doesn't say.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024. You see fluorescent play and print button. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glow. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filament. This is the machine's filament. The speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Good. Please.
Let's look around. Maybe he knows something.
Received. Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez.
Saint-Brune. That's the church. And
Anything else I can help? Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard.
Oh, hey, Way.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and...
Too many times ask...
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information. The lieutenant...
Don't sweat it, vato. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity. Like, look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blood. I think we're done here, essay.
that was, however...
The machine's keyboard. The speaker comes to...
Good afternoon. Good. Please repeat. Good. I have unlocked the filament. Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Yes, I am alive.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are paranoid.
I work as a repeater. As for me, well...
On an island on the river Esperance.
Now, please tell me why. Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is... The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. The first entry, made, arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place. See? Even one of the... What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle. Nothing spooky about this place either.
Then why doth the lieutenant protest against 7th of February, 51? Finally, got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking, but at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Something about the backup data getting destroyed. And how everyone thought it was the authors. I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again.
The strike. We are nearing the date. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what...
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of...
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than...
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gate. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the that disco man must be a cell.
The girl on the ice?
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to make...
No. It was a great idea. Your March 51, a new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles, crackers, ping-pong energy drinks. Interrupted by the strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
There are no coalition military data links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network. That's nonsense. You're just a police officer. Now please give me some room.
We should talk to her. After she had...
What is it? Yes. Or...
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad.
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. If you're not here to hire me,
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
Nope. Yes. No, you're right. I'm not. Nope. Yes. And... I don't care. I don't care about crap.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid this...
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. I'm working.
The machine seems almost...
Could you just... shh... for a moment? They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just... I use the AR-1 as my RAIN Mm-hmm. Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more... I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with, but it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't Anyway, you should do some research before you decide... Great. You really like those questions?
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't. I'm looking for the location of a 2mm...
She's looking for a disruption in the radio. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't...
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something... Exactly. What does it mean? Up to... What do you think it is? What qualities does not...
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. You measure it by its surroundings. By that it's done. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. Somewhere underneath those roof beams...
Only a faint crisscross of rock.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where...
The Pillar of Silence?
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the day. I know. No, I don't. Because it's just trial and error. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be real great. Thanks. What? I hate it. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get... This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. Take a guess, why don't you? I can't believe they got you so easily.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Hello again.
Hi again. So, how are things going? He's a quiet man. Mostly communicates through music. And by being a master of ceremony. You know, a host.
Interesting, sire. A bit like...
Well, he's just kind of here. Yeah, sometimes. When I, stumble and find my...
The man's smart. I get it. He's a puzzle.
And? What happened? Oh, man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Yeah. No.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy? I guess it's not a mess. Everyone is welcome. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something. A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? Come on, man. Feel the love! Get down and feel... You'll get there, believe me. Anyway, now that it's settled, how... What a pity! That's my A shame. What can we do now? Unity! And you can't just evict her? Look at you! No, Noid. He's right. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church. The line's in the dark! At least Crabman see... Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer...
Egghead cannot believe what you do.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out. Excellent! Good luck, my... Goodbye, officer.
The young man with...
This is hardcore. It's hardcore! Skibbity,
your cop training.
Huh?
Hello again.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism, cradled in her arms, are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet as that bitter thought passes through your head. The lieutenant, good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time to leave. It's a mystery sprinkled with self-pity and regret. All you know is, this is the young mother of humanity, and that you should go. Do something. The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack.
It's Dolores Day. The old woman was right. It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built. There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find any...
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. Yes, what is it?
Hi again. So, how things going? Yes? What's the deal? A programmer? That's odd. Come on, man. Feels the love! Get down and feel... You'll get there, but anyway, now that it's... What a pity. A shame. What can we do? Unity! And you can't just evict her? Look at you. No, Noid. He's right. If that's okay with her... The line's in the dark! At least Crabman seems like... Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the...
Egghead cannot believe...
No worries. We'll figure it out. Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? Somewhere underneath the...
Only a faint...
There's this place at...
The Pillar of Silence?
Maybe, but it's... I know. No, I don't. Great, thanks.
Easy. When her research is done, she...
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more...
All right. Bring me the game's off-site copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do something good. Then you might... In the giant ice bear fridge. I just...
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? Joisa. Of course. Our project lead, Sulis, like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was and the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. God, this is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. It's a backup of my former employer's project. The radio game we were...
She's making it extra.
The backup itself is destroyed now. But I'm hoping to use what's left. Thanks. And here's my Kvalsund multitool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything.
This glorious multitool makes a regular